Hi, I'm Sam Boone, a criminal defense lawyer here in Alabama. Look, I'm making this because if you're watching it, chances are you or someone you care about is in a really frightening, really confusing spot right now. My only goal here is to try and bring a little bit of clarity to a very, very difficult time.
So you probably just got the news. Your loved one who you thought was out on bond is suddenly back in jail. And worse, you're hearing this phrase, held with no bond. It's a total shock. It feels completely unfair, and the biggest question you have is just, how? How can this be happening? I'm going to answer that for you right now.
I get it. You're scared, you're confused, and you're probably pretty angry too. And you have every right to be. So let's just walk through what's going on, why it's happening, and most importantly, what we're going to do about it. Think of this as a conversation, not a lecture. We'll start at the beginning. To really understand why a bond can be taken away, well, first we have to be absolutely crystal clear on what a bond is in the first place, at least in the eyes of the court. Okay, so this right here is the biggest misunderstanding. Here's the part people don't get told. A lot of people think bond is just a one-time payment to get out of jail, and that's the end of it. But that's not how the law sees it. The reality is, a bond is a contract. It's a deal, an agreement with the court that you're going to follow a very specific set of rules in exchange for being out of jail while your case is going on. The official term is conditional release, and that word, conditional, that's the whole ballgame. It means your freedom isn't guaranteed. It's completely dependent. It's conditioned on holding up your end of that bargain you made with the court.
And these are the standard conditions for every single bond in Alabama. Pretty straightforward, right? You've got to show up for court, you have to stay in the state, and you need to let them know if you move. But look at that last one, the one in bold. That's the big one. It's the most important condition of all. You absolutely must refrain from committing any new criminal offense. Breaking any of these is a problem, but breaking that last one, well, that's what lands you in the situation you're in right now.
So what happens when that contract is broken? When someone gets arrested on a brand new charge while they're already out on bond for another case, it creates a really specific and very serious problem.
You know, from a judge's point of view, a new arrest isn't just a simple mistake. It's seen as a major violation of the court's trust. Think about it. The court released that person on the promise that they would obey the law. A new arrest basically tells the judge that the promise has been broken in the most serious way you possibly can.
And this right here, this brings us to the part that makes families the most confused and frankly the most angry. It's the speed. It all seems to happen in the blink of an eye, and that's what we need to unpack next.
Yeah, this is where the confusion comes in. The phone call you got, the sudden news, it all happens so fast it can give you whiplash. This feels unfair, but here's why it happens. There's a very specific legal reason in Alabama that gives a judge the power to act immediately without any warning.
And that reason, it all comes down to one single really powerful court case in Alabama. It's a case called ex parte bumpers. This one case basically wrote the rule book for this exact situation, and it explains everything about why a judge can snatch that bond back so quickly.
The magic words here are probable cause. Now notice what that doesn't say. It doesn't say after a trial, it doesn't say after they're found guilty. It only says the judge needs to find that there's probable cause to believe a new crime was committed. That's it.
So let's break that down into simple steps. Step 1, the police make a new arrest. Now, in the eyes of the law, that arrest itself is what establishes probable cause. Step 2, because of that bumpers rule, a judge can look at the probable cause from that new arrest and, based on that alone, immediately revoke the bond from the first case. They don't have to wait for a trial. They don't have to wait for anyone to be proven guilty. The arrest is all it takes to pull the trigger. And that is why this all happens so blindingly fast.
Okay, so that's the why. And I know it's frustrating, I really do. But understanding it is the first step. Now, let's get to the most important part. What we do now. I need to be really clear with you. This is a serious setback. There's absolutely no sugarcoating it. But this is not the end. It's not. It's the beginning of a new, and yeah, a more complicated phase of the case. But we have a plan for how to handle it.
So, here's our game plan. First things first, I start digging into this new charge right away. We need to know every single thing about it. Next, we are going to get a hearing on the court's calendar to specifically address this bond revocation and ask the judge to reconsider. And all the while, we're building a defense strategy that has to tackle both the original case and this new one at the same time.
As we move forward, I want to be completely upfront with you about what my role is and what my commitment is to you and your family. Honestly is the most valuable thing I can give you right now. So let's be perfectly clear about what I will do for you, and just as importantly, what I can't promise you.
Here's my commitment. I will fight for you at every single step of this process. I will keep you and your family in the loop with every development, and I will always answer your questions honestly, even when the truth is hard to hear. Now, the one thing I will never, ever do is make you a promise about a specific outcome. No honest lawyer can do that. The system has too many variables. But what I can control is my effort, my preparation, and my total dedication to this case. That I can promise you.
I know this is all overwhelming. I really do. But I want you to remember this. This is a process. It has rules, it has steps, and it is my job to guide you through every single one of them. You are not alone in this. We are in this together, and we're going to face it together, one step at a time. Call my office. Let's talk about what's next.